Good morning, all. Atul Mishra, sir, can you hear me? Yes, my message is working. Very good morning, everyone. Very good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Can somebody reply? Okay, thank you. I welcome all the participants for this second day on Leadership and Excellence Faculty Development Program. First of all, I would like to welcome the resource person for this third session on Achieving Professional Excellence by Dr. Atul Mishra, Associate Professor, Vocational Education and Entrepreneurship Department, NITTR, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Before proceeding further, I would like to introduce Professor Atul Mishra sir to all the participants. Professor Mishra, working as Associate Professor of Vocational Education and Entrepreneurship at National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, has 25 years of working experience in the areas of teachers training, vocational education, entrepreneurship development, human resource development, industry institute partnership, environmental conservation, etc. He has represented in international conferences in Yokohama, Japan, Paris, Singapore, Beijing, and Hong Kong. He has been working as an expert in many of the AICTE and LBA accreditation processes. He is also an expert in Madhya Pradesh Private University Regulatory Commission, Bhopal. He has pursued his PG and PhD studies in environmental discipline. He has consultancy projects such as National River Action Project and Lake Conservation Project into his credit. He is working as an advisor or organizing and review committee member in many of the committees such as Editorial Review Board of Amity Journal of Entrepreneurship and representing many national and international conferences. It is our fortunate that we have Professor Atul Mishra sir with us. I hope he will enlighten all our participants with his great experience and knowledge. On behalf of Government Polytechnic Harapnalli, principal and staff, and on behalf of all the participants, I extend a warm welcome to Professor Mishra sir. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Harish. Once again, wishing a very good morning to one and all present in this session. Hope my voice is audible to all.
It's perfect. Yes, perfect.
So, on behalf of NITTR Bhopal, I welcome once again for this wonderful session on achieving professional excellence. So, I am thankful to Professor Harish and his institute for giving me this opportunity to interact all of you. So Uh, I'll just take some time to upload my presentation on the screen and to start my session. So before we start, we pray Goddess Saraswati, to the Goddess of Wisdom, to let us learn from this session, let us learn from each other. So we offer a prayer and we move on. So achieving professional excellence is we who are designing, who are designer of our life. With this comment, I would like to mention that even there are nominations for awards in excellence in academics also, since we people are from academics. So we must understand that there's Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award for excellence in other areas, but also in academics also. All right. So one must forever strive, a statement from J.R.D. Tata, one must forever strive for excellence or even perfection in any task, however small, and never be satisfied with the second best. Dear friends, J.R.D. Tata, one of the greatest business conglomerate of India, who established the Tata Group. And he always said, one must forever strive for excellence or even perfection in any task, however small, and never be satisfied with the second best. So there are two key statements. One is forever strive for excellence, and second is in any task, however small. Friends, I would like to, before I start, I would like to quote two examples. And one of the example is Mumbai Dabbawalas. If we look at their task, I hope Mumbai Dabbawala story is known to you also. And the story of Mumbai Dabbawala is known to almost all business conglomerate, all business academicians, management academicians across the globe. Even the top institutions in the world, maybe it is Harvard, it is MIT, are having case studies of Mumbai Dabbawalas. If you look at the work they are doing, it is taking a box of tiffin from your home and to deliver that lunch box from your house to your office. How big task it is. But if you look at the way they are doing the task, it makes their work excellence. So it's not the task, it's the way we do the task is more important. Before I proceed, I would like to take one small example from academic world. Hope you might have heard about Super 30. Anyone amongst you heard about Super 30? Yeah. Super 30. Okay. So great, great, great. Mr. Anand Kumar from Patna, Bihar. He runs a coaching institute. And if you look at the infrastructure, and if I pinpoint the task, if you look at the task, what he's doing, he is running a coaching. And if you look at the infrastructure, it is a very, very ordinary coaching, a tin shed kind of infrastructure. But and if you look at such kind of coachings across India, there are not only thousands, there are lakhs of such coaching institutions across India, right? But the way he is doing his task, even the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, even the biggest businessman of India, whether it is Birlas, whether it is Ambani's, they recognize him, they reward him, and they wish to facilitate him. But look at the person, Mr. Anand Singh. He never takes a single penny from anyone to run his institute. And the way he is doing that for the last so many years, if he says Super 30, all 30 of out of 30 are joining IITs or equivalent institutions. It means, again, I'm quoting, it's not the task which is important, it is the way we are doing the task. Right, sir? Thank you. Moving ahead to my presentation. When we talk of achieving professional excellence, it has multifaceted colors in the form of how to achieve. We'll look these colors further. But important part is when we are talking of professional excellence, for what? Professional excellence for getting success. So the most important aspect is, understanding the purpose of life, because people are competing the world, and this competition is known as success for them. So important for is to understand the purpose of life. Some people are satisfied living in Antilla, and some people like Narayan Murthy, they are happy living at a 3 BHK flat. Meaning to say, if we are saying purpose of life, for what we are doing all this? Excellence, success, for what? What we wish to achieve. Finally, is the kind of our satisfaction, our own happiness, our own happiness. And it is different for different people. So once we say life is an opportunity, you can use it, you can misuse it, or you can simply waste it. Depends on you only. I would like to share one example. If you are looking at this person is Professor Alok Sagar, an ex-IIT professor. who completed his degrees, his educational degrees from ITs and abroad, and he was teaching as professor at IIT Delhi. You might have heard the name of Mr. Raghuram Rajan, who was our ex-governor of RBI. He was student of Mr. Alok Sagar. And then Mr. Alok Sagar, he found his happiness serving in tribal people in tribal areas of Madhya Pradesh. And this is his happiness, what he found, his happiness, his satisfaction. Dear friends, different people have different views according to life. So I would like to share a small story, the purpose of life. There was a fellow who was like us, who was confused about what is the purpose of life. So he went to his guru and he said, okay, Guruji, I've been unable to understand the purpose of my life. So Guruji could understand his dilemma and he gave him a red stone. Will you take this stone, go to people and ask the value of this stone? First of all, he went to a nearby and he connected to a sabjiwala and he said, I'm having this red stone. Can you tell me what is this value? Sabjiwala looked at it. Well, it is good, colorful stone. Well, okay, it sounds to be good, right? Seems to be good. Okay, give it to me and take this bag of potato, and you can give it to me. Well, okay, but Guruji has said not to sell it. Don't sell it. He goes to other fellow, and other fellow, he says it was a gold man, and he says, he looks at it. Okay, this is one. This looks to be a precious stone. So he said, okay, you take 1 lakh rupees from me and you sell it to me, give it to me. Well, thanks for sharing the value of it, but my guru has asked me not to sell it. Again, he went to another person. He went to a diamond seller. Diamond seller was very much experienced and it was expert of precious stones. He looked at it and he could identify that this is one of the rarest red stone, ruby stone, rarest of the rare one, and it is precious. So he said, dear friend, how can I tell the value of this stone? It is valueless. It is rarest of rare. It is precious. It has no value. No one can define its value. Okay. Okay, thanks. And he went away. He went back to his Guruji and told this story. And he asked, Guruji, all these people told. Then Guruji defined him, dear friend. So this is your life. This is red stone is your life. This is your decision. This is precious. Your life is precious, rarest of rare. and it's upon you. You want to sell it for a bag of potato for a few bucks of rupees, or you take it as precious, and totally depends on you. So, dear friends, with these words, I would like to say that whatever life we got is has is life is precious. So we need to understand how to use this life, how to use this for valuable things, for doing for doing valuable things, for doing good for people, for doing good for masses, for doing good for yourself. So how to achieve that purpose of life and how to achieve that professional excellence? Dear friends, excellence is about maximizing your potential. It's not competing with others, but it's competing with oneself rather than the other. It's realizing your highest potential, fulfilling your deepest purpose, your purpose of life. And excellence is not an institutional choice. Excellence is a personal choice. It's not an aspiration only. Execution is the strategy for it. So every day we have to do something that will inch you closer to a better tomorrow, that may increase your hidden efficiency of which you have within. So building professional competency, we have to make one strategic plan to identify our future requirements. Now, we have to look at our own assets, our current capabilities, and we have to design interventions to fill the gaps. And this can be done with our own capacity building. How? We need to look at it. If I look at from the viewpoint of Ajij Premji, and who is MDA chairman of Wipro, he has given 10 commandments for a successful career. And he says, develop skills, network with the people, develop initiative and confidence, develop IT skills, learn to manage others, be honest, be realistic in your expectations, learn some marketing, branding, invest in your family, master new skills. He has given 10 commandments. So I just thought to include it. And again, 10 commandments for success says scrutinize your values. You need to look at what are, you need to define your values, sterilize your attitude. You have to look at your attitude, and the word is you need to sterilize it. You have to neutralize all the negatives and keep your positives. Energize your thinking, prioritize your goals, analyze your capabilities, visualize your objectives, itemize your assets, mobilize your resources, organize your network, and capitalize on your experience. So I take few points. There are some key points which I took, just thought to share with you. And first part is motivation. Dear friends, only a burning flame can light others. Only a burning flame can provide others, burn others, provide light others. So until unless we burn ourselves, we cannot motivate others. So first of all, we have to motivate us. Motivation is the first key factor of our life. And we need to understand if egg is broken from outside force, sorry, life ends. If broken by inside force, life begins. So great things always begin from inside. So until unless you are motivated from inside, your inner motivation, nothing big can be achieved. Dear friends, employees who don't feel significant rarely make significant contributions. So you have to feel, you have to be intrinsic motivated, you have to feel significant. Your life is significant. You are significant for yourself, your family, your society, your nation. So you have to feel significant, then only you can make significant contributions. People have, they have braved, and with their bravery, they have reduced their disability also, their motivations. That's how a 13-year girl, Purna, she's able to climb, youngest girl to climb Mount Everest. And the people, sorry, and look at the people who are even physically challenged. Now they are trying to challenge the outside world. Motivation often matters more in life than intelligence. Dear friends, if you look at these people who have exhibited excellence in their profession, whether it is no from from South it was Mr. Rajnikant, and earlier at the age of 25 he was a bus conductor. It was a Sachin Tendulkar who was just at 10th, he could not pass even in 10th standard. A.R. Rahman, right? I mean, if you look at Shah Rukh Khan, if you look at Abraham Lincoln, it was Bill Gates, right? He could not complete his university education even. So, meaning to say, people who have inner motivations, right? Even people who have less IQ, we can't say less IQ, but people who are motivated, right? Others may think they are not intelligent enough in terms of exhibiting their bookish knowledge. So once you are motivated, there are different kind of intelligence other than your bookish knowledge or other than the curriculum which is mandatory for everyone. People who are motivated, they can contribute significantly in the society. Second important aspect is values and ethics. However big achievement we have, without values, without ethics, it has no value. I would like to again quote the lines of J.R.D. Tata. भौतिक रूप से हासिल की गई कोई भी कामयाबी या उपलब्धि तब तक मायने नहीं रखती जब तक वह देश और देशवासियों के हित या जरूरतों को पूरा नहीं करती तथा उसे उचित और ईमानदार तरीकों से अर्जित नहीं किया है. Any physical success, any success or achievement, it has no meaning until it has been achieved by the right values and ethical principles. So ethics and principles, values and ethics, they are the key if we are talking of achieving professional excellence. First point is we need to be intrinsic motivated to make significant contribution. And second is to exhibit values and ethics. And when the people, the very, very good example, one of the friend of J.R.D. Tata, he used to say that he misplaces and loses his pen very often. And later on, J.R.D. Tata suggested him to buy the costliest pen he could afford. So his friend purchased a 22 karat gold cross pen. After 6 months, J.R.D. Tata met him and asked him if he has misplaced his pen. And his friend said that he is very careful about his costly pen and he is surprised how he has changed, right? And this is what happens in our life. We are careful with things which we value most. If we value our health, we'll be careful about. If we value our friends, if we value our time, if we value our relationship, right? Meaning to say, values. We need to value our values. And we get n number of examples, whether from academics, achievement in terms of Nobel Prize, achievement in terms of academics. So if values and ethics are not followed, it has no meaning, it has no value. And after it comes to our attitude. Attitude, always we say we need to sterilize our attitude. It should be positive attitude. Hence, the four most important word for success is what do you think? So, what do you think means our attitude. If it is positive, success is sure. So, question is, are some people just born positive thinkers, or is it their choice? Dear friends, the environment which we get is the journey of life is never smooth. The environment which we get, always we get negative things in the form of, I'm trying to represent in the form of negative bullets. So we have other people's behavior. We have negative work environment. We have negative worldview. We have changing environment. We have our past positive and negative experiences, right? So there are n number of bullets or negative aspects which are hitting us on day-to-day basis. So we need to have a bulletproof armor, and it comes from self-change. It comes from positive attitude. And we must now know that it is our attitude which defines success, or maybe vice versa. Next big part is dream. Without our dream, without dreaming for our purpose of life, and whenever we dream, it always seems impossible until it is done. And dear friends, when we are talking of our purpose of our life, our dreams, it all starts with a dream. And if you can dream, you can do it. The statement for Walt Disney, if you can dream it, you can do it, right? And they dreamed all those success stories, if we are able to see in India, across the world, they dreamed, they implement, they tried, and they are successful. Next aspect comes is goal setting, right? We need to dream for purpose of our life. We need to have a goal setting. People with goals succeed because they know where they are going. Dear friends, direction is always more important than speed. So we must know what are our goals. We need to set our goals. So we just need to set our goals and deadlines. When we're talking of goals, it has to be smart goals. It has to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time based. Whether we are talking of our career goals, our relationship goals, our health, our financials, it has to be short term basis, it has to be long term basis. So, setting goals and deadlines. But it's not only setting goals and deadline, we need to plan it well for its implementation. So we need to learn planning. We need to be a good planner, right? Because the saying is, failing to plan is planning to fail. If we fail to plan our everything, people say we have planned to fail. So planning is really utmost important. If you don't proactively plan and act on your dreams, you will end up settling for a life of many regrets. At the end of the life, you will regret, I could not do this, I could not do that. And for this, when we are doing for planning, next step comes is it's not only planning, it's implementation. So there's a word called organizing, organizing everything in life, organizing every resource, every competency, every resource which you have, organizing. Dear friends, I mean, organizing is again related to your approach, your attitude, your values, right? Everything is correlated. So more and more organized you are in terms of your resources, in terms of your organizing, in terms of your thoughts, your processes, your resources, your competencies, organize them and utilize well. I would like to quote this example. If you are able to look at those countries which to whom we say they are successful, look at the attitude of people and they are very much organized. Last year, when I visited a country, Japan, and there I got to visit their institute, their National Institute of Environment. And while moving inside a laboratory, we were supposed to take off our shoes and wear sleepers which were kept there. Dear friends, I would like to share that with me, there are approx 30-40 representatives from various countries across the globe, and we put off our shoes and there were sleepers kept. And dear friends, I share you all the sleepers which were kept, 15, 20 sleepers which were kept there, they were kept in such organized way. People, they wore those sleepers, went inside, and when they came back, they put off their sleepers outside in a haphazard manner. They put on their shoes and they went away. And the scenario was, earlier when all the sleepers were kept well organized. So this is called attitudinal exhibition of Japanese and some other Asian countries. So be organized. So if we want to achieve excellence, we have to be organized in our attitude, in our thought, in our behavior, in our resources, in our competencies. Next key thing comes is our commitment. Dear friends, hope you are able to recognize the person in the picture. Anyone would like to recognize the person in the picture? Is there any person who would like to recognize the person in the picture? Yes, yes. Oh, someone said Kalam sir's father. Okay, his brother. Yes, yes. Mr. Anand Krishnamurthy is APJ's brother. Yes, of course. Of course. Great, great, great. So, dear friends, he is brother of this our ex-president APJ Kalam. And if you are able to look at his shop, he has a small shop, repairing shop, where he is sitting. You are able to see this, right? And he is doing his work with his commitment. Whatever small his work he is doing his work with own commitment, right? His elder brother of APJ Kalam. And when Mr. APJ Kalam, after he passed away, whatever money in terms because of his services was, that money was given to his elder brother, and his elder brother donated all that money to different trust, charitable trust, and he is satisfied with whatever kind of task he is doing. So dear friends, we must understand that whatever task we are doing, we must have our commitment to that task. Look at this. If you are able to see, फर्ज के लिए कब्रिस्तान में सोए आईएएस अफसर. This is an example of a collector in Madurai, right? Persistent. It's not only commitment at once. Persistent is key to success, right? And when we are talking of persistent, so words of Dr. Kalam, don't take a rest after your first victory, because if you fail in second, more lips are waiting to say that your first victory was just luck, right? So we need to be persistent to achieve our goals, achieve our objectives. If I share the example of Michael Phelps, earlier he was suffering from the syndrome. He was not able to focus, right? But because of his persistent efforts, right, he has He is the only Olympian who is having more than 22 medals in Olympics. He is the only Olympian in the world who has won 22 medals, right? Look at Mr. Manohar, former Mr. Universe, even after age 100 plus, he is still exercising his persistence to the work. Of course, when we are talking of achieving excellence, our attitude is exhibited in the form of communication. What we communicate our attitude. So while we talk of communication skills, right, whether it is verbal communication, whether it is non-verbal communication, so few things, if we talk of professional etiquettes, mannerism, etiquettes, we talk of presentation skills. Presentation skill is exhibition of our attitude. So how do we present ourselves in front of the world is presentation of our attitude. So we need to look at our professional etiquettes, our presentation skills in the form of communication, how we communicate to the world has to be refined, has to be professional. Dear friends, one of the reputed institute in the world is Carnegie Institute of Technology, and it says 85% of your financial success is due to your personality. And ability to communicate, negotiate, and lead. Shockingly, only 15% is due to technical knowledge. So while we are talking of achieving excellence in terms of financial aspect, or rather, while we are talking of achieving professional excellence, our personality comprising of our attitude exhibited in the form of communications contributes to 85% as compared to technical knowledge only 15%. So our communication, which is basically exhibition of our attitude, is a key factor to achieve our professional excellence. Of course, we need to learn better time management because time 24 hours are equal for all, whether it is President of India, whether it is President of any country, maybe US or anyone, most important person in the world, or is the time for you. God has given only one thing equal to all, and that is time 24 hours. Whoever is able to manage it well wins the race. And if we need to understand the countries who value time, if you look at the train Japan, the bullet trains in Japan are so punctual that delay of as little as 5 minutes will lead to issuance of a delay certificate for passengers. If you are going to office and if the train is delay even for 5 minutes, you are issued a delay certificate so that you can produce to your office, right? Look at the other key people, Mr. Elon Musk. Mr. Elon Musk, I mean, he's the world-known businessman, world-known innovator also. And recently, we heard about his company, SpaceX, and SpaceX, it went to space and came back, landed back successfully. And even his minutes are important, seconds are important. So because of his traffic jam in the city while he was going to office, what he did was his office was on 5 minutes. But even to save the time, he is trying to make a tunnel from his house to his office so that his time, even 5 minutes, are saved. Usain Bolt, fastest runner of of this universe, because of his time management. Look at this fastest, where he has to manage even 0.00001 of any second. So how do people value time? We need to learn time management for achieving professional excellence. Another key aspect is stress management. Dear friends, when we are talking of stress, it is the biggest hurdle for everyone in terms of being productive. If we are stressed mentally or physically, our productivity decreases. So we have to be positive every time. And even given a cactus, don't try to sit on it. Right? So that's how we need to learn stress management. We need to learn work life balance. And for all of us, it's really important to learn work life balance, because if we give more time to family, work is suffering and you are stressed. And even if you give more time to work, less time to family, again you are stressed. So we need to learn work life balance, and for a better stress management to be more productive. Creativity and innovation, again, is key to success. We need to be creative, we need to be innovative to each and every idea, each and every work which we do, because always there is a better than best. Always there is a better than best. So we need to think better idea than the best. Need to be always creative and innovative. It cannot be that we do it once and we forget it forever. We have to be, it's a continuous process. But for trying creative and innovative, it needs to be relevant, not like making a mess, as in the picture. Dear friends, whosoever tries the most wins. For creativity and innovation, the term is fail forward fast. Fail forward fast. Whenever you try something creative, something innovative, it will never happen that you will succeed at once. Rare chance. Failing is the process, is the first step. You will fail. Fail. Then you have to forward. And of course, you will be successful and faster. But the key point is try the most for winning. Even if I talk of top achievers, which we currently know, Sundar Pichai, Satya Nadella, now there are CEOs, one Microsoft, one Apple. Mr. Pranav Mistry, who gave, and what he says, नई खोज करने के लिए मुझे भारतीय वेद पुराणों से प्रेरणा मिलती है. He gets inspiration from his religious Indian philosophy, and he has contributed to creativity and innovation to a great extent to the world. Of course, when we're talking of another word is collaboration or teamwork. So because in the professional world, there are two words again who contribute to success is hard work and network. Network means a good team, a teamwork, right? Always. When we talk of a team, we must understand team is many hands, but one mind. Everyone's mind is synchronized in such a way their thought process is integrated. Their way of thinking is integrated. So we need to have a good team. And Mr. Ratan Tata says, if you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. Another important aspect is problem solving. Dear friends, as always said, problems are part of our life, part of our job on day-to-day basis. We solve 5, now 10 new problems are in front of us. But if our attitude is problem solving, things are much smoother, easier. And approach of problem solving is when you focus on problems, you will have more problems. But when you focus on possibilities or solutions, you will have more opportunities. So the approach should be, instead of focusing on problems, we should focus on solutions or possibilities. And we must learn. We know that sometimes in life, everything goes smoothly, and sometimes unexpected happens. Important thing, knowing how to turn problems into opportunities, right? So this is the approach of problem solving. And another important aspect is it doesn't matter how many resources you have. If you don't know how to use them, they will never be enough. So while we are talking of problem solving, we must know that we must know to organize and use our resources in an effective manner. Very important aspect is decision making. So Mr. Tata says, Ratan Tata says, even a wrong decision is better than a good decision, right? So decision making says always take judicious decisions, and we must learn whenever we, and this is the walk of life on day-to-day basis. At every moment, we feel like this, what to do this or do that. So we need to learn 7 steps of effective decision making. We need to exercise them. And we need to look at that we are able to make good decisions or better decisions. Always the punchline is A wrong decision is better than a no decision. So always take a decision and even try to learn effective decision making skills, right? And lastly, it is, if you say, knowledge and skills. So dear friends, if I list, I have taken a priority step to start from motivation, right? And we talk of knowledge and skill. Always I said, knowledge and skills are equally important, but our motivation, our values, our ethics, right? Our our persistent, our commitment are more important because knowledge and skills are such that you may learn any knowledge, any skill at any point of life whenever you desire. People they learn new things even after their so-called retirement from their jobs because learning has no end. So, of course, knowledge and skill for whatever task you are doing, you try to do at your best. I use a word called precision. Do it in such a way. I discussed the example of Mumbai Dabbawala. I discussed the example of Super 30, right? So, whatever the work is, it may be smallest of this work, but even if you do it, your work in best of way, I mean, you are doing, you are achieving excellence. You are achieving your professional excellence, right? And while we're talking of knowledge and skill, we need to come out of our comfort zone, right? Because the moment we try to come out of our comfort zone, of course, we feel we have a fear zone, a fear of lack of confidence, fear of failure. Once we are able to overcome this fear zone, there's a learning zone when we acquire new skills, when we extend our comfort zone, we learn to deal with challenges and problems, right? There's a learning zone. And once we are able to achieve this learning zone, of course, there is a growth zone. We are able to set new goals. We are able to set new objectives. We are able to live up to our dreams. We are able to find purpose of our life. And dear friends, this is the way continual improvement. Always I said, always there is a better than best. And for that, there has to be a continual improvement, right? So we have examples. Even these two achievers, and for them, it took 22 years to achieve their ultimate prize, right? When Sachin Tendulkar won the World Cup, right? It was his dream, and he could do it. Even he was inching day by day. He was trying to exhibit excellence, not only with his skills, but his values, with his motivation, with his values. He has been ethical, he has been motivated, and even though it took 22 years to achieve their dream, so it has to be a continual improvement to achieve our dreams. And final is leadership. Why have kept leadership in the last? Dear friends, we must learn that each of us has a leader inside. Every one of us is having a leader. All those leadership qualities which we talk, each of us, we possess those, right? It be a matter of chance that some people, they get opportunity and environment to develop them to a level. But each of us has a leader inside. Each of has those qualities of leadership. And each of us, we have this valuable and precious life. Each of us, we have this opportunity to develop them. If we are able to observe and exhibit the key factors which we discussed in achieving professional excellence, we are able to develop our leader which is within us and achieve the professional excellence to fulfill the purpose of our life. And dear friends, all those real leaders are only ordinary people, but with extraordinary determination. Leaders don't tell you what to do, they show you how it's done. So while we are talking of leadership, leadership is not taught, it is caught. You are a leader, you have to exhibit it, you have to implement it. Again, I'm giving examples of all these leaders. It was not their curriculum IQ which made them leader, but it was their intrinsic inner motivation. It was their values. It was their dreams. It was their motivation. It was their commitment. It was their persistence. And dear friends, all these things made them leaders to fulfill their dreams, to fulfill their purpose of life. And when we talk of any successful person, always we must learn that success is an iceberg. People only see what is exhibited, what is visible. But what really happens, right? Risk, focus, goals, persistence, failures, right? Action, massive action, sacrifice, habits, hard work, whatever. This is which is there, which is not visible. So with these words, and this is how for success, we have to contribute a lot. What really happens is different, and what people see is only a little bit. So with these words, I end up my session here, dear friends, and I wish you the very best. The opportunity which you got in terms of this precious life, opportunity which you got to develop your leader, to achieve the excellence, professional excellence in your profession, to achieve your purpose of life, to be happy and satisfied. I wish you the very best. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity. I end my session here and hand over the session to Professor Harish. Thank you. Any, if anyone one is willing to add some value to the session, I mean, you are most welcome. Please. So, Professor Harish, am I audible?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we have questions here.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Audible to me.
Yeah. Some questions from the participants now.
Yes, sir. Please. I would be happy to answer.
Yeah. Sir, could you give more examples of values and ethics? How to apply them in personally and professionally?
All right. Wonderful question, sir. Sir, while we talk of the value system, value system comes from whom? Value means anything which we value, right? While we talk of values for us, we get values first from our parents, our family, our relatives, our society, our academic institutions, our teachers, our institutions, all those good things, or to whom we say values, these are set of practices, set of good practices which happen, right? Are values. In general, if we say, I give example, there was a juggler, there was a juggler, and there's a question from you. So you are given 4 balls. Out of 4 balls, all these 3 balls are rubber balls, and 1 ball is a glass ball. Glass is a glass ball. And you are given to juggle. Okay, you juggle these. And these balls are your health, your career, your relations, and your money. Your money, your relations, your career, and your health. Now, which ball out of these 4 things, which ball you would like to prioritize? Which one you want to keep as glass ball? It depends on you. Because all these rubber balls, once they go up, they go down. Once they go down, they will come back. But the glass ball, once it will go down, you know it will never come back. So, dear friends, prioritizing. We have values, right? To whom we value the most. I have broadly categorized them. One is your career, one is your health, one is your money, one is your relations. I have broadly categorized them. Now, you have to prioritize, right? So now you tell me which are those rubber balls and which is your glass ball. Hope I'm able to answer your question. Yes. Okay. So money is glass ball. Okay. So money is glass ball, right? I mean, is health is glass ball. So health and money to people have prioritize. So it depends on, dear friends. It depends on, okay, people have given health a priority. Health is glass ball. Some people have said money is glass ball. No, so relations, your relatives, your career. So it depends on the people. But now it depends on your value system. Dear friends, let me again come to relationship is very nice. Relationship is glass ball. So it is on you, on your value system. So in our value system, to whom do you value? Do we value more than value money more than your relations? Of course. And now what the people are doing, they value money more than relations. They break relations because of monetary issues, right? So we need to understand what are our value. Please look at your value which you got from your parents. Earlier it never happened. Earlier it never happened. Dear friends, right now I was studying incident. One Maharani from Gujarat, I mean billionaire, right? When she got the purpose of her life, she donated everything, every money. She was Maharani. She had a palace. She had jewelries. She had money. She had reputation. She donated everything, and she became a saint, a Jain saint. So it depends on your own satisfaction. But our own satisfaction, we need to know our purpose of life. What do you want to achieve? But don't forget values. I gave example, you, Mr. Narayan Murthy. Look at Sudha Narayan Murthy. Sudha Narayan Murthy. I was looking at, I never met her, but she is one of my role models when I talk of value system. I saw her a video. She studied from Pune University, and she was invited as chief guest to Pune University, right? And while lighting the lamp, she invited her teacher at that time, invited her teacher on the stage, touched her feet. अपने टीचर को दंडवत प्रणाम किया, touched her feet, right? And she paid the tribute and respect the teacher. Value system. What we are, we are trying to value our teacher, not by mere saying Happy Teachers Day on 5th September, right? We need these values are not taught, values are caught. I never met Sudharan Murthy, but she motivated me, she influenced me by looking at her action. Look at Mr. Narayan Murthy. Mr. Narayan Murthy was giving Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Ratan Tata. on this stage, Mr. Ratan Tata को वो स्टेज पर ही वो मिस्टर नारायण मूर्ति वॉज चीफ गेस्ट, रतन टाटा को वो अवार्ड दे रहे थे, लाइफ टाइम अचीवमेंट अवार्ड, किसी एक फंक्शन में उन्होंने रतन टाटा को अवार्ड दिया, एंड अवार्ड देने के साथ मिस्टर नारायण मूर्ति टच्ड फीट ऑफ मिस्टर रतन टाटा, उनके पैर छुए, इज अ साइन ऑफ रेस्पेक्ट, राइट? So dear friends, these are values. We value our relations, we value our people by touching the feet. Touching the feet is an exhibition of our attitude, our respect, our values which we get. Look at the situation of our students nowadays. Even after the classroom, they go away. Whenever they meet you in society, I mean, they do not even try to recognize at times to their teachers. Values to do. So, I mean, values are not taught, they are caught. So, values are very, very important. See, dear friends, we need to understand. I'm giving another example of Cyrus Mistry. You might have heard about Cyrus Mistry was chosen as president chairman of Tata Group. Tata Sons means Tata Group. And later on, out of so many CEOs and MDs of Tata Group, there are more than hundreds of CEOs of Tata Group. He was chosen as most competent fellow. But later on, he could not exhibit the value system of the organization and the world called integrity. I'm using again a word, higher order word is called integrity, right? Integrity, anything which is beyond the values and interest of the organization. And he was removed. So we need to understand that value system, when we are talking of father of our nation, on 5th September, we would be talking of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, to celebrate his birthday as Teachers' Day, to pay regards and tribute to Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, and his regards and the similar regards is shared to tribute is shared to all our worthy teachers as a token of respect. We value those leaders, and this is our value system. So we need to look at all good things to be valued. Okay, so I hope I have answered this. Value, relations, and health. Okay, I am getting a lot of. So I got some notion. Value, relation, and health should be kept at rubber ball because it comes back. So it is a glass ball. Even if broken, if we have value, health, and good relatives, it can be earned back. This is the way I understand the question, sir. Okay. Great. So,
hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is Professor Virana here. I have a question, sir. It's regarding the leadership, lead from the front. Most of the time, as a leader, we do that. But the thing is, whenever there are so many followers, the followers may yield for some unethical things. If that is the case, the leader will get a lot of pain or lot of trouble, even though he is leading from the front. The people behind him, if they are do some mistakes or if they become unethical, then we could not find what is happening behind because we are leading from the front. You please something comment on this one, sir, please.
Okay. Dear sir. A very simple aspect is we are responsible and accountable as a person, right? Even as per social ethics and as per our law of the nation also. We are only responsible and accountable for the acts which we do. Getting my point? So if any of our followers is doing some unethical, everyone is responsible for his or her own acts. So, I mean, I just thought to share again. I found it, and there was a picture which I got. Again, I would like to represent that. It is a very, very you are able to see this picture is we and only we who contribute to design our future. No one else. Thought process of other people, behavior of other people may influence for some time. We cannot blame anyone else. It's our own inner motivation, it's our own attitude, is our own value system, and it's only we who are responsible and accountable for all the things which we do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So it's time to break. If there are any last question, anyone is willing.
Sir, we have some more questions. I think we can quickly take up there. Shall I read out them, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, the question from Meena Sundarai. Sir, do you think both the genders in our country can excel equally in their profession?
Can you come again, sir?
Yeah. Sir, do you think both the genders in our country can excel equally in their profession?
Great question, sir. So, sir, God has given, as I said, God has given equal time to all of us, anyone in the world. And every human being, right? Despite gender, every human being has a leader inside. Every human being. Anyone who will give time and effort to develop their leader will be able to achieve his or her purpose of life by exhibiting. See, professional excellence is exhibition of our attitude, exhibition of our attitude, exhibition of our mindset, exhibition of our goals. anyone can do it. So gender is just God's creation, right? Even it has been proved. Then when we talk of genders, they are equally important. And looking at this, and as you know, they have proved over the time. Look at our goddess. Goddess, when we in Indian philosophy, always we pray, we talk of goddess of knowledge, we always pray Devi Saraswati. We say in terms of money, we say Devi Lakshmi, right? When we say in terms of power, we say is Devi Durga, right? So always they can achieve better than. So all the two are equally competent. Look at this, looking at the competency. Now, even the Indian armed forces has given equal status. They are being, they are going to, we have seen, the story, there are various stories, right? There's a movie also on fighter pilot, Indian fighter pilot who joined recent event also. So there are a number of stories who exhibit, prove that they are equally competent. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have next question from Dr. Mishra Raju. Sir, how to manage external factors which are beyond our control, although you have right attitude, commitment, etc.
How to manage external?
How to manage external factors which are beyond your control, although you have right attitude, commitment, etc.
All right. Very nice. So when we are talking of external factors, as I said, we always dream and feel that road of life is always smooth. It is never. Every day comes in your life comes with new challenges, right? Always the road is zigzag, never smooth. Here, sir, is our attitude. As I said, there are n number of negative things, and it is our attitude which we say it is negative. That's why we are saying it negative. Why don't you feel these are opportunities? See, Corona, for the whole world, Corona came as a crisis, and everyone said it is a crisis. Have you ever thought it's an opportunity? People of positive mind, they took it as opportunity. They gave that time. You never gave so much time, spent so much time with your family ever. आपने जिंदगी में अपने परिवार के साथ आपको कभी भी वक्त नहीं मिला इतना समय व्यतीत करने के लिए, इतना टाइम कभी भी नहीं मिला आपको अपने बारे में जानने के लिए, to talk to you, to know yourself, to nurture yourself, to develop yourself, right? For business people, this was an opportunity to learn new things, tune new things, right? Find new other ways. So I take some simple example, other example for you. You have seen two players. Cricket, it interests everyone. It is very common. So I take one example from cricket. One fellow plays a gully cricket in his colony, gully cricket, right? And one fellow plays international cricket. right? In international cricket, so each and every ball of the opponent is rarely a friendly match, friendly ball. The opponent comes, each and every ball of the opponent is challenging. He wants to, make you out. And once you are out for few matches, your career is gone. Your opponent is equally competent, more competent, and he comes with your mind to finish your wicket, finish that inning, and that's how your careers are finished. Competition of that level. And for that thing, if you talk of trainings, these are not friendly trainings. You have to get up in time, go there, attend those camps, and those are very hard trainings which are given there. But what about a gully match? At times, whenever your friend is playing, he will give a friendly ball so that you can hit a six. Meaning to say, sir, whenever the opportunities on the other side on international cricket match, either if you are putting efforts, you can become a Dhoni and hit a six in the last ball and you become world fame. It's an opportunity to achieve. So meaning to say, more and more hard and harsh problems you receive, you get, the better player you become. You learn how to handle them. And yes, let me give a factual example. Whenever the world renowned CEOs, MDs of companies, when they are questioned for their selection, they are being asked, what are the problems, toughest problem which you got and how you handled them? Because those problems can be handled by the competent people only. So to become competent, you have to handle so many problems, right? So more and more problems and negative, so-called negative. Why you instead of saying negative, yes, you say those are positive things which are coming. Make so that I become more experienced in handling them. Getting my point? And that's how, with the help of your positive thinking, positive attitude, instead of problems when they come, instead of saying, why me? Always say, try me. So, why me? Once you say instead of why me, you would say, you start saying, try me, right? Things change. Things change. And that's how. Everything is a matter of attitude, positive attitude. But before that, you have to be charged, motivated, right? When we talk of Mahatma Gandhi, someone said at that point of time, there were a lot of studies, whatever he did, if you study him, know him well, someone said, hard मांस का ऐसा इंसान exist करता था. It is difficult to believe whatever he did. It was his inner motivation to achieve that success, the dream which he had, dream of independent India. And he could achieve it. So first of all, your inner motivation with your ethics, with your values and ethics, you have to be committed to your work. You have to be persistent and other things in tune. When I visited Sabarmati Ashram at Ahmedabad, Gujarat, I was able to look at his level of communication. Every day, his time management is starting from early morning to late night. His disciplined time management, his communication. He used to write thousands of letters per day. So, dear friends, whenever we feel that we are getting more problems, feel happy that you are becoming more successful in handling them, right? So you are becoming more competent. Otherwise, who has time for you to train you? आज किसके पास वक्त है आपको ट्रेन करने का इन सारी चीजों में, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग में? So all these things come to you. Try to learn a better way of to solve them, to resolve them, to handle them, right? All right, sir. Thank you for this question.
Thank you, sir. I think due to time constraints, we will not take up further more questions. As even though we have several questions in the chat box, I'm sorry and forgive me for not reading out those questions because we will be starting the next session by 12. Already the resource person is waiting for us.
Very sure,
and,
sir.
Yeah, and I must be very thankful to you, sir, for accepting my invitation to be a resource person and for delivering this excellent session on this particular topic on behalf of Government Polytechnic Harpurli and on behalf of all the staff and all the participants. I'm thankful to you, sir, and we hope that we'll receive your guidance and suggestions in the near future in conducting many more programs.
Very sure,
Thank you
sir.
so
Very
much.
sure. Thanks to everyone. If anyone is having any more questions, you can connect it to Professor Harish, and he'll pass it on to you, right? And surely we'll connect soon. I'm sharing my email ID. Anyone who is willing to ask any more question or anyone suggestion, you can share it. I'm just sharing my email ID. So I've shared my email ID. Anyone who wish to connect is most welcome. So thank you. Thanks, Professor Harish. And thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Dear participants, please join us back at 12 sharp. We'll begin with the next session. Have a nice break. Thank you.